This space was downloaded via spacesdown.com. Visit to download your spaces today.
Albert, you there? Hello, hello, hello. Bitcoin just hit its all-time high today, 112,000. Holy smokes. Hello, hello, hello. Bitcoin hit its all-time high, 112,000.
Oh fuck! I was with the microphone off. Oh, 1, 2, 3, 4.
We're
How are you,
going
Billy?
we're going places, brother. We're gonna make it, Albert. I promise I'm gonna take care of us. We're gonna make it.
Yeah, yeah,
I'm telling you,
um,
man.
yeah. Oh my god. Mm.
How's everything over there?
Everything's fine in school. Yeah.
Nice.
And how are you doing?
Hey, okay, hanging in there. I'm just here hanging out. We're watching an intersection.
Hmm.
They're building a new water main here in the city
Yeah.
for a new apartment complex for a new condo. And the company I work for, we supply all the road safety equipment, so all the barrels and cones and signs and you name it, barricades. And so we come here on site to an intersection, and for about an hour we're setting up all the safety equipment. We're putting everything in place. You close down a lane, and then once that's all done and everything's in place, the workers, they start working with their excavators and concrete and ash, everything, and we just sit and watch. We just we wait it out until they're done, and then when they're done we pack everything up, and then that's the day. Yeah. Yeah, it's a day in the life and this job I'm at.
Yeah. Nice, nice, nice.
Yeah.
How is
Man, you
your?
see all the floods?
No, no. Actually, no.
There's
I,
floods happening all over the world, man. China,
yeah, I
South
heard that.
America,
Yeah,
Guatemala, they had the
yeah.
floods.
Actually, I heard you in the space before that you were mentioning that, and I was thinking, wow, everywhere except Uruguay. Yeah, no, I
Right?
wasn't aware of that.
Yeah. Even Washington, D.C. was just put under flash flood warning. They're talking about evacuating and stuff. And then what the heck is going on? I don't get it. And then you get everybody, oh, it's cloud seeding. They're injecting chemicals into the cloud to freeze the water and to drop all the water from the clouds. It's cloud seeding. Fucking insane. Who knows?
Yeah,
Who cares? Who knows? It's
yeah,
crazy. It's crazy what's
yeah,
happening.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
Like some of the videos are horrific. Watching the water rise and you're watching
oh,
houses get swept in there and everything. It's insanity.
yeah. The weather is completely insane. I mean, how long ago was it? All the fighting in California and LA. Was it like 6 months ago or less? I don't remember.
Oh yeah, yeah. It just seems like it was yesterday.
Mhm.
Yeah. I love it in your profile. I changed the justice system of a country in Latin America. I love it.
Yeah, fuck them.
You're funny, man. You're funny, man.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to make a difference. The profile, the bio is too short, so you have to put something that, yeah, that makes a difference.
100%. Well, just the episode that they have on, that's pretty cool. It's like a documentary on what happened to you. And man, I'd love to see more in the future, man. If we get a hold of some cash, fuck, we'll do a nice like documentary.
Yeah.
Why not? I'll get a plane ticket. I'll buy us a nice like Sony camera, and we'll film a documentary.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
You know, and me, I mean it. I'm not like any one of these wise guys because I've known you now for years. And how
Oh
many
man, I
times we
mean,
see
you
somebody,
wouldn't believe
oh,
how
Alberto,
many people have told me,
right?
"Oh, I can do it. I will do it." I know somebody that, oh my God, but even you wouldn't believe who. Even I mean, people that are really in the industry that for me, okay, are I consider them close to me, and okay, and I'm still waiting. I mean, hello, hello, I am
Right.
still here. Yeah, oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
let's
that's
let's
funny. I get
let's
that.
get some let's rent some cameras, some drones, and let's have that motherfucker start road filming. Yeah, let's go to the prison and have a permission from the direction to film with a drone. That-
Yeah. Yeah. Just checking what's in the news. Oh, look at that. Linda Yaccarino resigns from X.
oh,
So the CEO of X. The same day, what was it? The day when Grok went AWOL. Man, did you see Grok what it was doing yesterday, Albert?
well, you said it was you who said it about that the Nazis, the Nazi thing.
Yeah, it was calling itself a mecha Hitler,
Oh, oh my.
like a machine Hitler. Dude, it literally spelled out the N word, Nigge, like it spelled out the whole N word, and then it said the N word, faggot, put like all these bad words.
Oh
Yeah,
my
yeah,
God.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh.
And then there was another one. They asked the question, somebody asked question about like who's controlling the world and all the propaganda, and it goes right to like blaming Jews. We're like, what the fuck?
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. That was yesterday, and then they took it offline. Dude, they took
yeah,
Grok. They took Grok offline.
yeah. Well, yeah. They were saying, why didn't you? They took them before. Why did it took you so long? Yeah. Oh my God, this is going to ruin us.
Wow, funny stuff, man. Hey, but you know what? It's not just Grok. I got buddies. Like I don't know. You've met my buddy Alex Hyde from Hack
Uh,
Miami.
yeah, yeah. Of course, yeah.
Yeah, and I watched him like create AI from scratch. Like I know he's got the capabilities. Like he's got the intelligence to carry it out. And from what he was describing, he created an AI from scratch for a company, and they literally fucked him over right before they launched the AI. They took him off of all the board of executives. They like voted him out of the company, and the whole thing was him. Like he scripted it, you know what I mean, bringing it through the motions and calibrating it and everything. And this whole company, they were just going to basically use it and rebrand it something else because it was originally going to be branded as his name, like they were going to call it Alex or something. and yeah, so he's currently going through a lot, man. Alex
Wow.
Hyde.
Wow.
Yeah, yeah. And then you want to know what's crazy?
What?
He ended up buying. So that company has stocks on the stock market, like they're a public company.
Hmm?
He ended up. What's fucking crazy? He ended up buying fucking majority of the shares. So there's all these guys on the board of executives that voted him out, but now he controls like majority of the shares of the company, and those guys are still on the board. So it's a big fiasco that's unfolding, man.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Security Scorecard, I think, is the company. Yeah, yeah, he's been going through a lot, man. Hey, Alberto, are you able to check links? Like, say if I send you a link,
Yeah.
can you dissect it? And like, are you able to detect like, if its origins come from fraud or like some fraudulent server that it's a part of?
Actually,
Are you able to
yeah,
see anything like that?
actually, all I can do is use a tool such Virus Total or something like that that
Yeah,
check
like a
that.
tool on Linux, right?
No, actually, it's not run on my computer. It's run on the cloud. You just go
Mm.
to Virus Total. Actually,
Oh, I
uh,
love you. That's even better.
yeah,
Yeah, running it on
yeah.
the cloud.
So go
It
go
does
to.
it.
You have to just put the copy the URL, and you go to Virus Total, and then analyzes where it goes from. If it is already a site that has been flagged as malicious, uh, and
Yes.
okay, and analyzes if not, okay, where it takes you, what it does, if it is of any danger. Yeah, you go to virustotal.com, you can do that there.
Okay, I'm gonna send it right now. I'll send it through X because I already had one friend, and he went through their wallets, and we went through like hundreds of millions of dollars. Um, I just want to make sure, like this site, like hearing it from you, it's like okay, because I know, you know what I
Yeah,
mean. You're no fool. You've been around the block, you
yeah.
know. So okay, I just sent it through Twitter.
Okay. Hold on, give me a second.
Exceedingly Group, exceedinglygroup.com.
Okay, okay, okay.
So now, from what I was told, they're based out of New York. So
Uh-huh.
let me
Oh,
look.
okay, yeah, hold on. Let me, because with that, I can do much more than that. Actually, I can get to know via Shodan much more information. Oh, okay. I see this, and okay, only seeing these returns, I can tell you that this is a scam for sure. I'm sorry, but just hold on. I mean, come on. 1 million plus every 600% every 2 months.
Yeah,
Oh,
my friend, Alberto,
hmm?
my friend, a close friend of mine. I've already witnessed him pull out close to $20,000 American from that. He's got one that's coming out in about 30 days of $112,000 on a 600%. He put in
Mhm.
12,000 American, and he's getting 600% off of that. And then so what we did, because we all check for scam and fraud and everything. That's who we are, right? So
Yeah.
what I did, I checked the wallets that are paying him out. So I did a
Mhm.
blockchain check, and you wouldn't believe the amount of cash that are inside these wallets. Like
Yeah.
there's multiple wallets that are like functioning with like these guys use,
Mhm.
and one wallet alone that paid out my buddy, the one wallet that paid him out $15,000, what I think 2-3 weeks ago, it was $15,000. That wallet had over $120 million of just XRP of only
Yeah.
and
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, hold on. Doesn't the security check is not giving. Let me see full details, but it's not. is marketing it as a scam, illegal, unethical, suspicious, forced, financial data and services, false transmission. Okay,
Wow.
what's
Would
URL?
you be able to send me a screenshot
Yeah,
of
yeah,
this?
yeah. Of course I can. Yeah,
I love you, man.
yeah.
Wow.
Crypto investment description, crypto investment system. Okay, okay, yeah, okay, okay. Okay. So yeah, yeah. Hold on. Let me. Okay, detection, security. Okay. Mm, 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 Okay. Well, yeah, I will send you a screenshot of this. Uh, screenshot.
We're watching a master in the works right now. He's running a sorcery right now, Alberto.
Mm-hmm.
The sorcerer behind the keyboard.
Oh, hold on. Exploring threat graph. Hold on. Yeah, hold on. I'm sending you this. Uh, Bill. Here you go, Bill. This is in Minnesota. Okay.
Wow. Phishing and malicious.
Yeah, actually,
But
if
look,
you go,
but
if you
two of
go to
them
the
say they're
terms,
clean.
if you go to the details, actually, let me send you another screenshot. Clicking on details. Mm, mm. Which shows that financial scam or things like yeah, hold on, what is it that you say? Scam, illegal, unethical, suspicious, financial data financial data and services.
So Alpha Mountain AI, is that who conducted the
No, actually, it's Radar that is very is very the reputation is very high. Fortinet also. Then Netcraft, I don't know. Alpha Mountain that I don't know. But the thing is that they run the analysis over using 94 different services. Uh, yeah, but actually,
yeah.
let me also go to creation. Yeah, I mean, it was created 4 months ago. The domain. Uh, so hold on, let me go to Shodan or something like that. Do I have, no, I don't have Shodan here. I have to go to the other browser.
Like I have friends that go right back to the guys who created this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Hold on, let me check. Let me check one thing. Logs, blah blah blah. Tracking and load. Let me check the keys. Hold on. Let me check the connection is secure. Yeah. Okay, more information. No, I don't want to know that. I want to know which is the certificate that signs this. Come on. Connection is secure. Yeah, but tell me about the certificate. Where do we have the information about this? Oh, here. Okay. Mm. Uh-huh. 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 Um, let's encrypt. Okay. Basically, yeah, I mean, if they're moving all the money that they are moving, okay, I will send you this. I mean, yeah. Hold on.
What we can do is a blockchain analysis, because the blockchain analysis that I did, it checked through. Like we didn't see anything fraudulent. Like people that were a part of this, that like they were, that they took part in their plan, like the 600% or 700%.
Yeah.
We looked on the blockchain and
Yeah.
everyone was paid. Like there's no one, saying, hey, I never got paid by these guys, or these guys kept all my money.
Okay, this site has been running. I mean, was created 8 months ago. How
Yes,
long? How
that
long?
that that I can confirm.
Okay,
That
okay. I
yes.
mean, a Ponzi scam. Basically, the first get paid, and then okay, you get paid for a while, but then and they just everybody stop getting money. So I don't know.
Uh-huh.
The thing
Uh-huh.
is that, for example, if you look at the certificate, it was created with Let's Encrypt. That is basically they didn't vote a proper SSL certificate for the site. No, it's a certificate that basically comes for free in any hosting service uh, for a site. They didn't even invest in an I don't know a certificate from
Yes, so
RSA.
what I was told, that's in the works now. So their current system is being turned over to AI. They actually they've been building like an AI because they've been doing like all their transactions manually, like
Yeah,
through like their own little whatever. So we'll see. Yeah, that's fun.
oh,
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned that. So they're saying that they're going through a restructure with their software and their site and everything. So maybe that it'll be there.
yeah, but okay, but really, uh,
Yeah,
hold on. Um, I mean, I don't know if this is for people that actually know the people who are doing this. It's okay, but I mean, if I go to
right.
contact, uh,
It's very small. Yeah, from what I
yeah, I
see, the
mean,
people that are involved with this, Alberto, like I don't even go around promoting this. They tell me not to promote this.
no,
They
I mean, and I wouldn't. I mean, if I ended up in this website, among other things, okay, uh, office address, a PO box, a phone number, and okay, give me a name of a person that's okay, somebody who can be identify. I can identify a
right,
human
and there's nothing
being.
visible there. You're saying there's
Yeah,
nothing.
that I
Wow,
mean, yeah.
I
Mhm.
hear you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like. Yeah, I mean, it's like okay, I would not even research for the domain name registration that is probably private, and oh no, I will do it because it's stronger than me. But I want to 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 see that they are basically hosting Amazon Web Services or something like that. Hold
Well,
on.
that's what I want to know deeply because
Oh, that's not a
that's
problem.
why I asked you. That's why
Yeah,
I was
that's
like
not a
asking the
problem.
Godfather for some advice, you know?
Yeah, yeah, no problem, no problem that I can do very easily. I just have to open this in Chrome that I have the shonen extension. So I go to new tab, blah blah blah, and then okay, let's see. Show them 14. Fuck, that's really fucked up. Okay, this is not good. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, oh my god. Oh shit. Okay, okay. I don't know. Okay, fuck, man. This is. I mean, whoever created this, I don't know if it is a fraud. I mean, I wouldn't put any dollar out here, but that's whoever created this should really need some kind of classes on cybersecurity. Look at this. With show basically the site where they're hosted have all those CVE vulnerabilities in there. I mean, oh my god, they have 14 ports open. Sorry, they have open ports, 14 open ports. Uh, no, they normally have these sites. You only have to have the port 80 and 443. They have no, they have the port 3306 for MySQL. Hold on, view domain details.
Wow.
Hold on. Uh,
Now,
oh, fuck. Okay, yeah.
these open
Uh.
ports, would they be open for monitoring purposes or
No, no, actually, they should all be closed.
now what could be the
Yeah,
reason
like
for them being open? Now that we're seeing them open.
default because they're running services that, for example, 3306 is MySQL. MySQL, theoretically, in a service like this, should be a database server inside the
Yes.
system, not on the DMZ where the web server is located.
Yes.
I don't know, port 21, 22, or whatever for or whatever port for FTP. No, those ports should be all closed. Um, they might be ports open for remote access or
Yes.
something like that.
Yes. Because that they do a lot of
But
that. I heard.
but hold on, still. Um, Uh, okay, wow. They have they're basically running what would be a WordPress that is uh well webmail and all that. Oh my god, hold on. Cpanel, hold on, webmail, yeah. Let's see. Let me go here and go here and let me go to IP. Just oh my god. IP details, okay. Mm, The site it is located. Okay, general information. It is located in
Should be yeah, New
United
York.
City. Osborne is in New York. Server point.
What's the
Oh
city?
my. Ashburn.
Osborne. Yeah.
Yeah, I will send you all this. That when I see something like this, fuck. I mean, I do not normally all these kind of things, no matter the sites are being used for are okay or are used for pros or anything like that.
Yeah.
Really, I mean, hold on, let me send you something that really something that is concerning because it means that okay, nobody is actually no, this is not okay. Hold on,
Yeah.
let me
Tell me.
copy
Tell me.
image and then you go here. Okay, I will send you an image that is extremely it has a lot. It's very hold on no hold on it didn't copy. I mean it has like I don't know how many unpatched vulnerabilities. That is something that I only see on web servers. I don't know that people might have on their houses. If this was hosted on I don't know on GoDaddy or whatever, these problems they couldn't have. So hold on, where is it? Show them unable to copy image. What the hell? Okay, copy again. Sorry. Copy image copying. Okay, now it's copied, and I will go to here, and then I will go to this guy. Okay, okay. Now I'm sending you. Okay, this is really terrible. I don't know if you will be able to zoom it enough, but I don't normally see this kind of things when I scan a, a web an IP address and I see no, it's impossible to see.
Wow. Yeah.
It's
I
too
can't
much.
even zoom in on it. It just goes
No,
blurry.
okay, no, don't worry, don't worry. I will just give you an overview, but I can tell you that the diagnostic is that okay, the patient is very bad. I don't think it will survive much, and no, this is really bad. Yeah, honestly, hold on. I will send you another just a screenshot, but yeah,
Wow.
when it comes to hardening, they really didn't do anything. Uh, yeah, that's just for you. That is one screenshot of the uh, that shows vulnerabilities. And imagine that the image that you couldn't open because of zooming was just was like 30 of these screens Blah 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 blah. I think I saw somebody here that is blah 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 blah. Blah 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 blah. Oh, blah 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 blah.
Hold on 2 seconds. I'm having my earpods are. I gotta switch out my earpod. 2 seconds.
Yeah. Oh, we have here Faroe. Faroe, we are here to help you. Please, you can tell us about the romance scam. Start from where you feel comfortable. Yeah, begin from the beginning or wherever you feel comfortable with. We want to help you. There's nothing to be ashamed of. You are just a victim. Can happen to anyone. It's okay. Yeah, we will support you, Farol. How did the romance scam begin? Yes, we're here to listen and
Oh
help
no.
you, Farol.
Hello, Alberto and Bill.
Hello.
Yeah, yeah.
I really don't want to be called a victim because that makes me feel weak. So, for me, I will never say I am a victim.
Yeah, but you're a victim. I mean, what's your crime? No, you're not a criminal, but
no,
what,
it's
you're
very hard for
better to
me to
hide.
be called that
Yeah, it's okay.
because
Okay, let's change the name. You are the princess. Yes, you're the princess instead
no,
of
I've been
victim. Yes,
called that before.
uh, yeah. Okay.
Ah.
Yeah. Feel comfortable, relax. Everything. Nobody's here to judge you or anything. We're here to help you and help other people.
We all get by with a little
Yeah,
help
I
from our
see.
friends.
Mm. Yes, that message I sent
So
you the other day, I honestly don't remember. There was just someone, there's been multiple, I guess you could say, personal attacks on me for quite a few weeks or months. But that was just another one. It's just personal derogatory attacks, and it's not very nice. So yeah, I mean, I've had it since I was in high school. This goes back to before, um, you know, cybersecurity and da di da or blah blah blah. It's you get attacked as for being a woman, for who you are, for studying DT or IT or whatever it is. You always get attacked. And when so the only thing that gives me encouragement is listening to people who get famous and they go, the more famous you get, the more you'll get attacked. That's pretty much it. You have a hard skin, and it's just very hard when you have a soft skin, but you have to get a strong barrier to everyone because everyone just attacks you, and that's it. I don't know. It's but if you want to go to online life, that's different. Yeah, it's very weird and strange because if you've ever been bullied in high school and made fun of, or whatever you've been through, it's just the same, but it's worse because, well, actually, it's not worse. I haven't wanted to kill myself from the online attacks when I was younger. Yes, from in real life attacks, but when I meet people in real life, you know, I just go, oh, wonderful people. I learn a lot. I study a lot, meet great people. And then there just seems to be a lot of people who just want to attack. And I think that they're just sad, low life pieces of shit and they've got no life. That's all I can say. But they kind of reel you in with a story, an emotional attachment, and undermine you. So yeah, it's not very nice. I guess that gives you a roundup without going into detail so far, because yeah, I can't give you an IP address. I can give you a phone number, even though apparently he's cybersecurity, but he's too retarded to. Anyway, yeah, I think he's just a retard who. But maybe I'm just thinking that, yeah, it was genuine, but I think this narcissistic behavior has not been very good.
Mm.
And yeah, people, I think people unconsciously take your energy, and doesn't need to be money, but it's certainly energy, like energy vampires. That's what I've been thinking.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean the motivation is not always money, but they take something from you, or
Some kind
yeah,
of control, ego, it's
power. Yeah,
power. And this is one of the questions. It's like, what power, what do you get from this power? It's just one of my existential questions. This
well, that is
shit
something
in the
that I really,
world.
when it comes to narcissists, that power of having a victim, for example, a woman completely being under their control without, I mean, taking the life of a person. I mean, that person not being independent, just being something that they can control, and they get to let that person do whatever they want to do. How
Yes,
does
you
can
can say that, Alberto, but really,
yeah.
it's just for temporary satisfaction. And when it
Yeah,
comes
yeah,
down to the real nitty gritty of things, they really don't have anybody. So
yeah,
it's all that, that the bullying and the harassment and everything just to get everyone's reaction and to feel good just in that moment. But after that moment, trust me, every single one of those piece of shit of what you're describing, they can't live with themselves. They're like they go around saying, "Hey, I need to see a shrink," and they got their own problems. So it's just for that temporary satisfaction when there's a lot of people around, right? To get a smile and a laugh off somebody, to use people like you or me or anybody in the conversation, and what happens. But really, after when the curtain closes, it's time to go to sleep at night. Then they can't go to sleep at night. Really, I see the majority of pieces of shit I encounter, they can't even live with themselves, and they have nobody real in their lives.
that's
Really.
right. They're completely alone, and probably I
Yes.
think from what I read, that probably
Oh,
the most.
yeah.
Yeah,
No.
yeah,
Yeah.
but still, um, yeah. I mean, I know so many women that have been involved with this kind of personalities. That for me is wow. I cannot believe the world is so have so many of these kind of people. Uh, but still, um, I mean, in the case that is the closest to me to my life. Okay, yeah, um, initially everything was, except the part of the jealousy that that person couldn't control, even when he first started dating this woman. The rest of the other behaviors that were completely abusive, controlling, trying to isolate the person, uh, yeah, all that uh, mm, weapons that they use in order to have that control and all that were only shown after a while. I mean, otherwise, these people would never be able to seduce a woman if they show who they are, how exactly how they are initially. So, uh, yeah, but uh, but this woman spent 15 years with a narcissist. I think that she needs therapy because the trauma that she has, I mean, her self esteem, uh, she is insecure. Uh, yeah, I mean, the person really destroyed the woman. It's terrible.
Tornado warnings has been issued for parts of Washington D.C. They're saying green sky in Washington D.C.
It's a separation tactic, basically. So doesn't matter if it's online or in person. It's an
Mm.
isolation technique to make people feel shit and isolate for whatever reason so that they can consume
Yeah,
your
honestly,
Yeah,
power.
Odd Pharaoh, like I don't let shit like that bother me anymore. I just really don't give a fuck. And honestly, I like make the fucking best of it every fucking day. And like, trust me,
Okay.
I'm living
Yeah,
with like
yeah. I guess it depends if you had your family do it to you. You're
I got no family, I got no mother, no father, nobody. I lost
yeah,
everybody.
yeah, yeah.
Like,
Well, anyway, whether it's them and then also then if you have partners, whether it's man or female,
yep, I've had it in the
for whatever.
past where ex tried to like destroy me, went to my work, tried to get me fired, talk all this shit about me, and none of it was true, whatever. Tried to destroy me. No, I just kept my head up and just kept being me. As long as you no matter what they say, you are you. Like if you just keep being you, oh fuck, you'll go far.
yeah. For me, it's hard to speak because it has never happened to me. So it's easy to speak. And I mean, if I have not been through that, but I have seen you, Bill, not only in your life but also here on Twitter. I mean, yeah, yeah. Oh my God, yeah. Oh, Bill, yeah. It's like holy shit. What the hell?
Yeah, honestly, I've been under attack here on Twitter. I've had groups, Alberto's seen it too. Like groups of trolls come after me and just
Well, I mean, I've seen particular cases of, I mean, that were not group of anything, were just mm,
just for fun,
certain.
right? Just to be assholes
Yeah,
for fun. Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, but I have seen, I mean, somebody who that you just ask the phone number because, yeah, the person show interest, then the person starts saying all kind of shit about you or something like that. For example, I
Well,
don't know.
I had it twice here on X. Somebody
Well,
tried to go after my power of attorney. That they promised
well,
that they'd help me and don't worry, I'll bring you to England or I'll bring you to fucking Saskatchewan. And as long but here, just sign on the dotted line, sign your life over to us. I like couldn't believe it. And then they ended up disappearing after the fact. Totally
mhm,
disappearing.
mhm.
They went from being like celebrity somebody, video production news and some other, big time hacker, and then all of a sudden they disappear right after they asked me for my power of attorney.
Oh, Bill, can you send me the power of attorney because I have been doing something for you and I need that in order to go. Yeah, and then I have to take some vacations in Hawaii, so I'll be gone for a couple of decades. So you won't see me again. Just kidding.
So the question is, why do I trust you versus other people?
No, the answer, I mean, if you ask me, don't trust me. I mean, fuck, trust nobody. Don't trust anybody, including myself. I mean,
Well, like
unfortunately, that's
we're
my
all
answer.
friends here, right? We're not here, like I'm not here to get your address and your banking information or whatever. We're here just hanging out like friends. And we all assume like friends
But
do good by each
is this
other,
not the biggest
right?
scam account so that you can say trust me and then fuck me over?
No, but that's everywhere in life you go. You just have to be like me. I decide to choose. My glass is half full than empty. Me. How many times have I been fucked over in the past? People rob me in my crypto, but I never give up. You stay good and positive, and then you catch the vibes of the people you're around. You know, that's what I could say on that. That's how you keep going because every day we meet new people. We can't stop. Like every day, I look at we make new friend every day, and I'll never stop doing that. You know.
Yeah, for me, the key, I keep people. I mean, yeah, somebody can get close to me, but when that person, okay, the first thing that I ask myself when somebody approaches me is, okay, what does this person want from me? Uh,
Right.
and then,
Like you still
yeah,
have your boundaries and those
yeah,
individuals have to respect your boundaries and you must see that yourself. And that's how you
yeah,
grant more trust. That's how you gain more trust and build more trust. Right? Is
yeah.
respecting each other. Yeah, and you see that. You're questioning it now, but when you're around good people, you'll see that. You'll feel it, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, okay, trust. We also have to trust in life, blah blah blah. We have to trust that nobody poisons the food that we eat. No, but we have to trust that. Okay, when we see a doctor, okay, blah blah blah, they really have some idea about how yeah, about medicine. Yeah, uh, when we are open into a relationship, either friendship or any other kind of relationship, we have to trust. But okay, you have also to be alert for red flags that can you try to early detect any kind of
Yeah, like
behavior.
follow your gut, like trust your gut, like also
Yeah,
go along with like your gut instinct. You got to believe in yourself too, you
yeah,
know?
believe in yourself, but I mean also know that okay, certain things are not okay, and you should be concerned about certain behavior that is crossing, as you said, the
Yes, and
certain
confront
boundaries.
it. Confront these behaviors. Stuff that
Exactly.
triggers
Yeah.
you,
I mean,
find ways,
confront it if
ask
you want to
questions.
confront, and the other person doesn't actually uh, reply in a way that satisfies you. Okay, thank you. Bye bye. I mean,
It's just
I
like a
don't.
relationship, for example. A lot of people go through this. It's like, okay, some people go through this where, they get hesitation and, they believe their partners maybe seeing somebody else or whatever, and they ask to see the phone. And if you're with somebody and they have no hesitation, they're like, yeah, here, see the phone. You're with somebody, right? And then like it just so much weight is lifted off his shoulders, and yeah, the love is grand. You know, yeah. I don't know. I just gave an example there. I'm not saying you got to do that to everybody, like your friends, but
No, I mean
like a
depends on.
close
I mean,
partner. You got to see these
uh,
hesitations. Even your friends, if your friends hesitate or
if
they
you
treat you
are if
bad.
you're if you're legit, if you are really transparent and all that, uh, you. I mean, it's not that you're I mean any concern that a person may have about you that I don't know being suspicious about something that you are doing inappropriate in a relationship, you will be able to explain that in a proper way. And I mean I don't know. The thing is, I I'm talking, but I have, unfortunately, only right now I am in a relationship that is probably uh, pro- toxic or problematic in my life, and I'm dealing with that. But I mean, when it comes to trust, yeah,
It
fuck.
has to be there. Yeah, it has to be trusting. You have to
No,
be
the
around
thing is that,
trusted
yeah, I
people.
mean, they broke my trust in a stupid way, and oh my god, because of, oh, never mind. But okay, I have shown with my actions. It's not your words. It's what your actions talk. So you have to see the consistency between what the person says and what the person do. Okay, yeah, I can promise you that I can tell you, Farol, the most beautiful thing that I can know that you would love to hear. But then, if with my actions are not reflecting those words, then it's just are meaningless and I'm full of bullshit. So always try to, confirm anything that somebody might tell you and see how that person behaves in
Yeah.
order to
Stay
know.
positive. If you see that person negative, you don't need to be around that person. You're in control. Like you're in control of you. You decide who you want to be around. Forget
That's
it.
correct.
If you're not
That
around anybody for a week, you're not around anybody for a week, but you're still gonna meet
that's
somebody.
that's another thing that is something personal. At this point of my life, I don't have to be around people that I don't want around me for any reason. No, I mean, if I don't like somebody or I don't want somebody around, doesn't matter the reason, or the other person doesn't want me around, it's okay. I mean, that I mean, I
Yeah, you
just,
don't take it too much to heart. Like Alberto
yeah,
doesn't take it too much to heart. Me, I could give a fuck. So you know what
yeah.
I
I
mean?
mean,
Yeah.
the
If
only thing,
nobody
for
wants to
example,
be around
yeah,
me or I don't want to be around somebody, I call it out right away. If I don't like somebody, I'll say this person's a piece of shit. I
yeah,
don't hate a lot of people. There's only a few people that I hate, and they're there. You know, and
yeah.
it's bad. It's bad.
For
I feel bad
example,
even saying that. I feel bad saying I
no,
love loving
no, but
everybody, you
for
know?
example, this motherfucker piece of shit, the narcissist who destroyed this woman, is actually the father of the three kids that, with this woman. So that motherfucker, I don't want that motherfucker in my life.
No, I
Those
know.
two,
No, you can't have that around. No, it gets
no,
vicious
no,
and
and
toxic,
another,
and
no,
then they start
exactly,
using the kids
exactly.
against you and shit.
The kids actually, I mean, he talks shit to the kids about me. He talks shit about the kids about the mother, and he has the
Shit.
economically the control to. Okay, they are when the kids need anything, they go to their fathers, and the fathers give them anything. They
Yeah,
take
yeah.
them to vacations in Hawaii, anywhere, and
Oh
the
shit.
mother has absolutely no money
Oh
working.
fuck.
And she doesn't give her any child support money.
Oh my
uh,
god.
yeah, uh,
This is
yeah,
the lady you got married to, no?
not married in the commitment ceremony in Las Vegas. We couldn't get married because actually she was still married, because this
Oh,
guy
with
was
this guy. No, but you
making.
guys still had a ceremony. I remember.
Yeah, but
You
yeah,
guys
that's right.
still,
But it
yeah.
was a commitment ceremony. It was not a wedding. It was
Hey,
not a.
hey, you know what? You guys are together regardless. You don't even need that. Listen, I gave my girl a promise ring.
Yeah,
Like
no,
we're so
Mm,
actually,
tight that like I,
Just
you know,
just a FYI, my dad did that to my mum, so it's not pretty on the other end,
I'll
on
be
either
back,
end.
guys. I'll be right back. I gotta go get some. I'll be right back.
Yeah, if your partner's doing that, that's what my dad did to my mum, and
mm, yeah,
he's just
yeah,
control, manipulation, money, not supporting, but then giving money when you visit or do something, but actually not. He was supposed to pay child support, he didn't. Um, and then when you go to visit, you're like, yay, we can do stuff and buy stuff. And it's like, what a fucking sicko, psycho motherfucker.
yeah.
Um,
Well, actually, if I had children, I would love to be with them, to spend time with them, to get to know them, to teach them values. Yeah, to not it's like this guy. Uh, he's with the kids, and the kids the kids always says the dad only talks about this and this and this. The father doesn't care about the children. He only cares about himself. That's the most important thing in his life, himself and money. That's all for him, and what other people think about him. That okay for the others. He's the best. He has a perfect life. He does everything right, and yeah, that's what he cares. He doesn't give a fuck about the children, and he only takes them and buys them expensive things and blah blah blah. Takes them for holidays, trips anywhere in the world. But uh, I know more about those kids than the father. I mean, I was doing the homework for one of the kids, uh, and the father probably have no idea about anything of what the kids are doing or have absolutely no clue.
Yeah. So going back to the romance scam, I think that it does go back to those old days with family, whether it's a mother or a father, and someone taking an advantage of you emotionally, and that's it. And then you have this weird sense of whatever it is. Oh, control mechanism, love. What is that? Um, you know, if I do this way, I will love you, which isn't actually love. It's just a control mechanism. So you could just call this, rather than romance scam, narcissist or social manipulation with control mechanisms.
Actually, this woman that was in the space the other day, Anne Rowe from England, uh, her romance scammer actually the motivations of the person who was, by the way, at the same time he was doing that with her, he was doing it with he did it also with 14 other women, was for power and sexual gratification. That's what he, it was not economical motivations that he was doing that for. uh, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm just driving to work, so I'll probably drop in and out.
Okay.
You're my counselor in my pocket. No, I just had to have a cry, but now I've got to go to work because I need to make some dollars. But no, thank you. I think it's very important to talk about it and what you're talking about, because they're important topics. And hopefully, you're not running a scam on me just to find people who are
Well,
vulnerable.
you
To,
can never tell.
to
All I tell you is
exactly,
don't trust,
exactly.
don't trust anybody, and that includes me. Maybe I'm doing that with you or not, but yeah.
Well, I hate that. This it makes my heart sad, to be honest.
Well,
It makes my heart sad.
I'm sorry, but okay. That I mean,
Well,
I like to practice what I
I
preach.
know On the yeah, it makes my heart sad, and whether or not that's true, it makes my heart sad.
Oh, well,
Welcome to the Deep Dive, your shortcut to being truly well informed.
Great to be here.
Today, we're taking a deep dive into, well, an extraordinary set of sources. They really unravel the profound human element woven into online deception and our focus. It's this remarkable Twitter space discussion that brought together a truly unprecedented group of individuals.
Yeah, what a mix.
We're going to explore how Alberto Hill, a seasoned cybersecurity professional, but with a, let's say, controversial past,
Definitely controversial.
how he was able to foster this environment of radical transparency and trust.
Which is key, right? That trust factor.
Absolutely. This unique atmosphere allowed for these incredibly candid conversations, the kind you rarely hear in public.
Things people usually keep very private.
Exactly. Bringing together voices that, under normal
Hey,
circumstances.
hey, by the way, radical transparency you didn't invent. When I talk transparent, people go, "Oh, I love the way you talk." But anyway, I mean, you've coined the term. Have you got it copyright yet? Anyway, sorry to interrupt, but I had heard this before, and people appreciate my candid nature, or if you want to call it radical transparency, because people. Anyway, I just had to. I had to say that. You might be doing it on a bigger professional level, but it's I think it's a special thing. It's a funny word, radical transparency. For me, it's just like speaking your truth. So anyway, yeah, carry on with your notebook dictation.
That doesn't apply if you're a politician. I think you cannot be uh, radically transparent if you're in certain positions. Yeah, if you're a cheater, you cannot be a, I don't know. If you're a romance scammer, you cannot be a radical transparent. Yeah, yeah. But anyway,
It's a story that goes beyond mere technology, isn't it? It delves right into the heart of human connection.
And these unexpected paths to building credibility, especially in our complex digital world.
It's a fascinating look, really, at how a personal history, even a profoundly challenging one,
And his was certainly challenging.
can become the very foundation for unique insight and connection.
It almost becomes a strength in a strange way.
We'll explore how this dynamic play out, particularly in a revealing test space that unexpectedly preceded the main event,
Right, the test space. That was something else.
offering these really candid moments and surprising perspectives.
Those moments truly showcased Alberto's, I think, rare ability to foster genuine candor and courageous sharing.
Yeah, it kind of illustrated precisely how this extraordinary level of trust was actually established before the main event even happened.
You saw it building in real time.
So this journey sounds incredible, but also, pretty delicate.
Mhm.
From what you've described, how challenging was it for Alberto to even extend such a risky invitation, as the sources call it?
Oh, hugely challenging, I'd imagine, given his past.
And what was truly at stake for someone like Anna Road to accept it?
Her reputation, for one, aligning with someone with that history,
Big risk.
a calculated one, perhaps.
We're going to unpack this journey from that initial risky invitation to these deeply personal revelations.
And examine what it tells us about building trust in, well, an increasingly complex digital world.
You'll hear details that truly bring this story to life, especially how Alberto's own vulnerabilities kind of opened doors for others to share their truths.
That's the crux of it, I think.
Okay, so to truly understand how this groundbreaking conversation came to be, we first need to understand its architect, right? Alberto Hill.
Absolutely. You have to start with him.
He's described as a self-taught cybersecurity expert,
Yeah.
decades of experience.
Impressive credentials, collaborations with Interpol, even.
So a truly formidable technical background. But as we said, his story isn't just about the tech expertise.
No, not at all. What's truly fascinating here is his own complex and very, very public past.
Yeah, the sources mention this label Uruguay's first hacker jailed.
Right. Following the widely publicized Operation Bitcoins affair back in 2017, it's an indelible label.
And he consistently maintains his innocence regarding the specific crime.
He does. He describes his imprisonment as a sad, unbelievable, yet true story that fundamentally changed him. That's his narrative.
And despite being cleared of any criminal record after a, 4-year process?
A rigorous 4-year process, yeah.
Yeah.
But this experience isn't just a footnote for him. It's absolutely central to his public story.
It seems like a profound part of his identity.
Exactly. And surprisingly, it became a cornerstone of his ability to convene such diverse voices. It's counterintuitive almost.
How so?
Well,
Why is this such a fundamental point of your identity? What was your identity before?
I was nobody. I mean, on the web, I was nobody. In my
Oh.
life, I was me, but yeah, I was me. Information.
But you would have had an identity. You would have had an identity before. What you mean is public identity.
No, I mean, but I was trying to be on the radar. I mean, yeah, not being known. Yeah, I was an information security professional only on the internet, social media, etc. Okay, good luck finding me. I was actually not active anywhere. You would Google my name, you would get no results, nothing, nada.
So how did you get 44 or whatever thousand followers? Have you got like bots creating that, or
No, actually, I bought them. I bought them for $5. No, just kidding.
I
No,
was wondering.
yeah,
Because,
no,
I mean,
no.
when you
Actually,
run a space and there's 4 or
yeah,
5 people on
then
there.
we all come to the E in the equation. Elon. I think I don't know, but no,
Elon. Ah.
but also me at one point questioning, okay, what's the quality of the people following me, and running some services that analyze the followers of an account. No, actually, they are. It's a and the people keep leaving the space. It's a
Oh,
normal
what the
distribution.
fuck? You fucking idiot, mate.
And don't call me an idiot.
What? No, sorry. Someone was behind me while I was indicating and slowing down. And I thought he looked really cute with the dog in the front seat. And he just beeped at me and was like, well, we don't beep a lot in Australia. It's not like the Philippines or whatever.
Oh,
But I thought, no, sorry, I'm driving. So,
oh,
sorry, that wasn't you. I was just,
okay, because
this guy beat behind me, and I was like, what the hell? Like, I was actually really appreciating the cuteness of this older fellow, with the dog next to him, and we're going into town, like pretty imagine a city, it's a town, whatever. So we can't drive any faster, and then I'm indicating to go in somewhere. And then he beeps me, and it's like, what the fuck? You can't. What are you gonna go? What another 1 meter faster than me at this point? So anyway, he beeped at me, and it wasn't very nice. So sorry about that. I was just.
No, it's okay. Blah, 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 blah. It's okay. I just thought that you were.
Oh
No, I thought that
no,
you
no,
were.
no! Sorry, I
No,
was
it's my
listening
bad.
to
It's
you,
my.
and then this guy
No,
just
don't be
beeped at
sorry.
me.
No, don't be sorry. It's my broken English. It's my English that
No,
misunderstood.
it's all good.
No, because I thought that you would said an insult, and I said, "Oh, why is
Oh
it?"
no,
Okay, okay. Just kidding. I'm just
yeah, I think, yeah. I'm just going to go into the shop. 1 second.
okay. I will be waiting for you here.
Aspetta.
Yeah, la la la. La. I was smoking a cigarette outside the store. Yeah, waiting for you. Oh, women in the store. They always anxious. Oh, Parole told me she will be. I will only take her a second, and it's been like 50 seconds. Oh my god. Ah, women in the store. When is she going to come back? Oh my god. What is she buying? Oh my god, is she? Oh my god. It's been like, I feel like it's been like 3 hours waiting here outside for her. What did she buy in there? Oh my god. I could perfectly have gone fishing, and I could have come back, and she would still be here. Oh, Carl, I'm glad you're here because this woman went into us. I'm waiting for her outside the store. She's not coming back. Oh, Carl, how was dinner with your wife?
It was great.
Oh, I'm happy to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like somebody who was here when you left is not here anymore. And for me, it was a challenge because I was comparing that person with Alexa, and I don't know which one was actually making me put yeah, my nerve to the test. Oh my god.
I
Gee,
know.
yeah. And I tried to actually, yeah, to transfer so much to other people. And I said, yeah, I'm sorry, Carl, but you like speaking so much that I try to transfer some of the all that. All
Yeah, Carl is always tagging the microphone.
Yep.
OMG. No, I'm just kidding. Hello. Ha ha ha. What's crack-a-lackin'?
Not much. So, did you like that article that
Yeah, I really love it. I mean, yeah. So stop calling that blah 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 with that name. Call it copyright infringement machine. That's just amazing.
yeah, exactly.
Which article?
It was done by, do you know who Noam
I
Chomsky
don't
is?
know who you're referring to. Sorry?
Noam
What was the name?
Noam Chomsky.
Norm Chomsky?
Noam, Noam Chomsky.
Noam. Noam Chomsky. Is that, what
Chomsky,
country is that from? Russia or something?
U.S. He's from the U.S.
Noam.
He's a
I haven't heard that
linguistic.
word before.
He's
Ah.
famous for linguistics and
Oh
intelligence.
no.
That's
I just took the wrong turn. I just had to do a U, Bob.
yeah.
Sorry, my bad. I just couldn't be fucked with this intersection. Need a roundabout here. So Noam is that's so funny. So Noam is a famous linguistic, and then sorry, yeah. Sorry, I am driving, and I was talking out loud.
Oops, I demuted myself. No, I just thought you might find it interesting.
Yeah. And so what is it? I just thought,
Well,
yeah.
he what he basically said was that
Mm.
the human mind is not like ChatGPT, a limbering statistical engine for pattern matching, gorging on
Yeah,
hundreds of terabytes of data. On the
yeah.
contrary, the human mind is surprisingly efficient and even elegant system that can operate on small amounts of information. It seeks not to infer brute correlations among data, but to create explanations.
Love
And
that.
that's the difference.
Well, yeah. I mean, you know the RAS or the reticular activating system, and how the human brain filters out a bunch of stuff. So when you base things on the human brain and you go, I want to base whatever AI or whatever on the human brain. So yeah, there's a bunch of functions, but you have to like integrate well, I mean, I only just started learning about AI, but you've got the cortex, you've got the limbic system, you've got the brainstem, and basically you've got all these inputs. And like in my understanding, the human brain is trying to make it work the bestest and fastest and filter out irrelevant information. So when you got a bunch of input, sorry, am I taking over? My bad. Sorry, Carl.
What?
Mm.
No, 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 no. Go ahead. I would love to hear about the
Yeah,
specific.
and
Sorry,
Yeah,
Carl.
okay. Sometimes I just okay. Is that okay? Because sometimes I get in trouble for talking, and then but I just anyway. So if so, when you got a bunch of inputs going in, and you got a bunch of inputs going out, obviously, the brain is trying to figure out what's the best way to. I mean, you got reward and punishment, and then how do we remember memories, or how do we function? Da di da, or blah blah blah. So yeah, as to what was it, Noah? Like it, how does it function with the most minimal amount of instructions or inputs or whatever you want to call it, brain functions or waves. That's all I was saying.
yeah, but
Does that correlate or?
that was basically part of it. Yeah, you'll read it later and think you can mull over it and look them up. Google them.
No,
DuckDuckGo.
no one? Was it Noan?
Yeah,
N-O-A-N?
Noam Chomsky. His name's on the article.
Oh, if it's on the bottom thing, I can look it up. I'm driving now.
Yeah, you can
If it's on
look
the
them up
top thing,
later.
I can't. Yeah, if you send like a link, because what the hell? Oh, sorry, I'm driving now. It's not you. All these people moved up from the city after COVID, and the infrastructure isn't built for it. So it's so weird. It's like a country town with a bunch of potholes, and then people with expensive cars who were like driving really fast to get somewhere really fast to relax. And it's like, did you move here to relax or to fucking drive really fast and be a fucking psycho? Sorry, that's just
And where
man.
what city are you driving in? Or
I'm in Mullumbimby.
okay, because try
They
LA.
need to put some. No, man. Oh, well, I haven't been to America yet, and I think I'm going to be shocked. Well, I already know I'm going to be shocked. I can't wait to go to some hip hop gigs, though. To be honest, I think yeah, I can't wait to go to some hardcore hip hop gigs, and also some R&B gigs. Because I mean, I love hip hop and R&B, and I love folk, and I love heaps of music, but I grew up loving, Public Enemy and a bunch of stuff. I think I'll get in trouble, but I generally survive, so it'll be okay. As long as yourself, right? Sorry, as long as you are yourself. Can you talk about that article again? Sorry for taking over, Carl.
No, no, no. Uh, I just thought you'd find that fascinating, Alberto.
Yeah, yeah, it's really fascinating. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, look, I'm going to tell you to look him up too. I heard him talk on on talk radio in L.A. He's fascinating.
So LA is where you live?
I used to live. I used to
I
live there.
imagine you're living somewhere else for whatever reason. But
No, I don't live in L.A. anymore.
hmm. What do you think about the well, do you like hip hop?
The what?
Hip hop.
He doesn't know what that is. No, he likes rap.
What do you think about the fight between Tupac and Biggie Smalls? But that's why I'm like saying, do you know hip hop or like it? Because we can go back to like, do you like Marcus Miller? I saw him
I'm not.
live at the Dairy Jazz Show. It was
Yeah, see,
fucking
I'm
awesome.
too old.
So, do you like jazz? My granddad was a jazz
Oh, I
musician,
do like
so
jazz. Yes,
yeah.
I do.
So,
Yeah,
which ones do you like?
my. Well, I like '50s jazz, like Ahmad Jamal, Dave Brubeck. I
Do you
like that.
like Nina Simone?
I can't. I don't know why I can't hear Alberto. I can barely hear you. My audio's
Oh,
bad.
hold on, my bad. Hold on.
I'm driving through black spots right now. It's not a racist thing. I don't know the other word. I'm going through spots of not coverage because I'm in the country.
This is the kind of jazz. There, like that. Did you hear that?
No, I don't hear that at all. Can you play it again somehow? But I went through that on reception zone, so uh, are you playing a separate speaker? Put your phone to that.
I don't have a way to directly play it, so that's as good as I can get.
I could hear a slight backbeat, but I couldn't really hear it too
Yeah,
much. When I was in
yeah,
Derry, I would go 3 times a week. Yeah, I could hear
because
a tiny little bit, but not too much.
there's no good fidelity this way. That's why.
I have no idea. I don't understand. So if you have your mic on and you're running through your computer or your phone, can you not play the music from a separate device and record it together so we
Well,
can hear it
not the
like
way I'm
this?
set up. Not the way, because this I'm playing it through a Raspberry Pi.
Oh, okay. Why are you running it through Raspberry Pi, if I may ask?
Because that's what it's actually here when you're local
Is this
in this
like a
room
filter
I'm in.
system?
Yeah, it's just a test. Yeah, it's what I've been playing with a bunch of pies.
Yeah, okay. So weird. Yeah, I have to. I don't know. I've never experimented with Raspberry Pis, but I remember when I arrived in Dublin, and I went to be an extra on the Vikings. And I ended up when I was lining up. We were in the line for 4 hours, lining up around the streets of Dublin. And I was talking to someone who had a Raspberry Pi, and he was talking about blah, 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 blah. And then that was the first time I heard about a Raspberry Pi. And then I was talking to someone the other day who was talking about running like a robot with a Raspberry Pi. And I thought they were basic. Oh, what's that? Oh. And then running a Raspberry Pi, and then he was like, because I was like, how are you going to run the AI with this thing and that thing? Are you going to run it on board, or are you going to, you know, talk to the internet? And he goes, no, this thing's got 2 terabytes. I think it was called, was it Halo or something? I can't remember. Yeah. What I don't get. So why are you running a Raspberry Pi with your audio?
Because that's how I have it set up, because I have my desktop full of doing other stuff.
Yeah.
And then
Oh.
you can just run,
Oh.
you can play music over the Pi and plug it into an audio system as a way to do it.
Okay, I think I get it. So you want it not to touch your other memory and run it as a separate thing.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So, and then do you have a separate Raspberry Pi for the Twitter thing?
No, the Twitter, I'm using my phone, but I have about 3 or 4 Pis here. I got one Pi I'm going to set up as I'm going to run some experiments and make an intrusion detection system out of one of them.
Intrusion detection system. Yeah, okay. Intrusion to what?
Well, it monitors the network to make sure hackers aren't breaking in and stuff like that.
They're not bad guys.
But then you're gonna have to connect. But then you're gonna have to connect it to the other things.
Yeah, that's.
Oh no, you're gonna hook that up.
That's.
So you're just gonna.
It's just going to be. That's all it's going to do. IDS.
Yeah. It's like a So yeah, so it's just separate programs the program runs on the Raspberry Pi, and it just says that sole purpose.
That's
Is
right.
that right?
Yep.
And what's the code it runs on again?
Well, it'd be Linux and Snort or Suracuti, whatever I wanted. Alberto can tell you all about that.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I'm not an expert on that, but yeah, I think that those devices are really beautiful when it comes to running something specific that doesn't actually, I don't know, yeah, as long as they don't require a lot of power of CPU, they're, they're doing,
Yeah.
and also you only power them with a micro USB uh, cable with 4.5 volts, right, Carl?
Yeah. And then you can get a PoE, run it over power over Ethernet switch. You can get a PoE attachment for your Pi, so you're not even plugging it in.
PoE. What's that? Oh, I have to
Power
look
over
that up.
Ethernet.
Oh. Ah. PoE. Okay.
Bum, ba, bum, bum.
Could probably just Google it and find it, but I like to talking.
Yeah.
PoE. Access to the best AI. Oh no, that's not it. What was it called? Something over Ethernet?
Power.
Oh, power over Ethernet. Power over Ethernet. Ah. So does it power does the wire delivering the information or data power the device
Yep.
without a separate thing?
It's,
Oh, that's interesting. What about when the communication system is down? Because I was talking to, I'm gonna have to like turn off in a minute, but when I get to work. But so what about when all the communication systems down? Because I was talking about ham radio the other day, and you know the old copper cables and stuff. Even if whatever stuff is down, that can still power the grid as such, or but they still have to run off hubs as such. So there always has to be a powering source, right?
yeah.
So if it is down, then you won't get the energy off those copper cables.
Yeah.
So you essentially need a separate power source like solar or wind or whatever the hell it is.
Yes.
Whatever it is that you have.
Right.
That copper cabling can it can run as long as the telecoms are up.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've just been thinking about a few things. I think about things. There's too many degrees I need to know to learn it all. So I appreciate all you guys' energy and information, because just kind of consolidates it
I know nothing.
without me up to do.
I know nothing, Carl needs everything. And so,
I know nothing either. That's why I ask
yeah,
questions.
and Hector also, meet my friend Hector from Mexico. Hector meet Faro from Australia. How are you, Hector?
Hi, Hector.
He always has.
Hello, how are you tonight?
Wow, wow, he didn't have
Yes.
problem with the speaker. Oh my God, or the microphone. I can't believe it.
As long as I'm not the only one to just pull people up and say, hey, your speaker's bad. But I think that, that's okay. It's like, hello, I can't hear you.
So, Hector, how do you feel now with the ley espía and la ley de censura? Um, uh, mucha más.
What?
No,
I don't like the government to be spying on us. Here in Mexico is now a new law. Uh, they can have your geolocation every moment and your biometrics because we have our identification number that is called CURP, and that thing is now going to require biometrics, your fingerprint, your eyes, and your facial recognition. These three things, and they can have your uh, location every time, even on your cell phone, without consulting a judge. This is very scary now for me to have a cell phone, or all my cell phones are shut down right now.
okay, and not only that, they can also have access to your medical information, medical records, your financial information. They can access to they can access to everything about you without any judge giving the permission for doing that. That is very. I mean, knowing the story of your country and how the control, I mean, is plomo o plata, ok, si te ofrecen plomo o plata, te doy toda la información sobre Héctor. Si viene alguien y me ofrece plomo o plata, yeah, that's complicated.
Yeah, the main problem is that here in Mexico, the judges our judges are not very well elected. We just passed a new reform about the public law. So the people and the parties elect the judges. They are not even good to be good lawyers anymore to be a judge. So anybody, maybe a narco politician, can have her own lawyer and he can promote this lawyer to be a judge. We knew that, for example, the lawyer of the Chapo, that is a woman, has been elected as a member of the judgment, and people in the Luz del Mundo, there is a, I don't know how to say, secta, but this is like a group of people involved in very bad things, pretending to be the church. Uh, these people have other two lawyers that are now elected, and they are pretending to all these accounts of this church has been frozen. So these lawyers are going to fight now for this money laundering to be legal and these freeze these accounts so these criminals can access to the money again. So it's very complex. Not the good lawyers always in Mexico are the judges. So it doesn't have doesn't anymore be a thing to discuss because you don't even need a judge anymore to have the geolocation. This is going to be like in the state police department every week, every day, every moment. And they don't even, if you have like cryptography in your phone, hardening operation systems like Graphene OS or something like that is not a problem because all the communications and the providers and the ISPs and the cell phone towers are for these providers, and these providers are obligated to give your geolocation every moment if the police require this. only for investigations, not only for cases. You don't need to have evidence at all to pretend to be in charge for people. This is going to be very bad.
Yeah,
Like
fuck. I
they
mean,
are hunting people.
no, and I was in a lot of spaces in Spanish with people from Mexico talking about these things, and I was really, really, oh my God, I want to get the fuck out of here. They were all talking about no, because this is all because of when the president was blah blah blah, now the president blah blah blah, or it was this politician and blah. Oh my God, they were basically trying to put the responsibilities on everything that's happening in Mexico on political on political parties or on politicians. Oh fuck, Hector, do you see it like that? Because I see the problem that has absolutely. I mean, uh, it is not related to okay. your I don't know the president that has his cellular personal hacked that yeah it was an old cellular. God only knows with what contact. Yeah, no, I mean I see the problem much more important than I mean the problem is not actually related to a political party. The problem is actually that the control is not on them; it's on the people that have the money, that are the cartels, and then the cartels, by the for the way Mexico works, they don't give a fuck about which party is the politician that is in the power at certain moment. They just do the same thing. They go, they offer the money or plomo plata, and that's it. They don't actually go to this is from this I don't know this party or this part. No, that's how I perceive it. But correct me if I'm wrong. It's not a problem of. It doesn't. I don't know. Imagine if you want to be a good judge, if you want to be somebody who is good at certain position, okay, you can be good. But if you have a whole structure that is corrupted with people around you that is are working, getting money from the cartels, okay, you cannot. I mean, you're going to be alone there, and yeah, it would be completely useless. And actually, you cannot be part of that structure. It's a structure that is completely compromised. Like it's like a system that is completely compromised. A computer system. Mexico is a country that is completely compromised, and it doesn't matter what operating system they're running or what government they're running. Yeah, it's already taken by the narcos or whatever. I don't know. But I was really having such a headache in those spaces with people talking. They weren't discussing about how privacy, freedom of speech, digital rights, human rights were being affected by these laws. They were discussing, oh no, but yeah, when Pegasus actually, the narcos has access to Pegasus, it was when the president was blah blah blah. Now with this new government that I don't care what government it is, it won't happen because the president has shown so far this and this and this. Okay, uh, I don't know. It doesn't make sense to me. Now is I mean they will have access not to Pegasus. They will have access to so many things about a person, location, communications, uh, any kind of in I don't know whatever you are, who you contact, who you are in contact with, uh, um, anything about yourself without a search order. Okay, the people operating that. The only thing I can imagine is okay, but uh, mm, it has to be a very robust system with auditory controls in order to audit that. But again, I think that the auditory in Mexico, if they worked, there wouldn't be so much corruption. I mean, the auditors would also, I assume, are also not doing the auditory correctly in what they have to audit. I don't know. It's a pretty fucked up context that you're living in. I think, I don't know.
Yeah, I will try to like translate the main issue. That is like there are few things like in the Constitution, for example, there is a new law of public administration of the information, and we have like this thing called Sedena. You know Sedena in the news because they were hacked by the
Yep,
group of
yep,
Guacamayas in the
yep.
past that were the hacktivists, and it's like our main defense thing. It's like the Department of Defense, but in the Mexican way, is the Sedena, and they have now faculties to investigate all this kind of intelligence, all for the national security concerns. But you don't need a law, or you don't need a judge, you don't need something specific in order to prosecute some people or some activists or some people from another party, some public human resources. They don't have limits in this law. I have been worked with the government in the past, and I saw how this work in the streets, for example. They only, I need information about these kind of people, and they start to investigate these people. And they have the location, have also the information, now of the family, their son, their daughter. They don't need to stop in certain way in order to still getting this information or footprinting a person or doing this illegal footprinting about the people. And this is very scary because I saw this kind of software, and you can put information of every people that is have a little level of popularity. If you have more like, for example, like 2,000 followers, you can be victim of espionage and your privacy can go to hell because the government can be, if you are an activist, maybe you can do movements or mobs, for example, and you can do this legal or illegal. Your protest can be good, your protest can be bad for the people sometimes. If you heard something in your protest, for example, so maybe you are a hacktivist, not even a cyber terrorist or not even a cracker. So the cybersecurity is in order to protect national security issues like have very good human resources. If the North Korean cyber army is trying to explode or oil companies, for example, and you don't have this in the country. You have worms and ransomware and have the cybercrime everywhere. But in order to spy the people and get control, you get laws in place very, very fast. Maybe for laws that have an increment in our salary can take decades or 10 or 50 years in order to happen. But if the government want to spy the people, they can approve this kind of laws in 2 or 1 month. This law has been approved in only 1 month without any major revisions to the draft, and they approve these kind of laws. And this affect all the Mexicans, so it's very sad because only a few people is talking about this privacy issue. All the people are in the same thing, the narcos, narco politicians, what you call fentanyl and the drugs and the people are very distracted for their main issues, that if you don't have privacy, you don't have nothing, because all your information is in the public uh, information. Now we don't have like our machines. It's like everything is in the cloud. Like the cloud is like God, for example. It's very scary.
Yeah, yeah. I was sorry. I was inviting some people to come here. That I hope they don't start with the politics stuff. Yeah. So it's complicated, and also all the things that you are always tweeting and tagging me regarding. Okay, somebody has the USA has denied the entry into their country to certain politicians, certain uh, artists. Uh, mm, keep going on. The 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 influencers being assassinated are still going on. Uh, is and okay with this law actually that as all these laws are for uh, are being created to for the security of the people, to fight terrorism, to fight organized crime. Okay, uh, what is really do you think, Hector? I mean, that they're doing that because I was comparing this law and putting Mexico in the world compared to the USA, to Europe, to the European Union, and to China. And with this law, Mexico only ranks above China in terms of human rights, privacy, freedom of speech. Uh, yeah, it really puts Mexico in a shitty situation when it comes to the war and those items. W- And Emmanuel actually was talking to me about this law and was following the law of censura uh, all the time, and she was telling me that she was surprised how quickly it was approved, how fast. What do you think it was the reason why they're doing this? I mean, it's okay. I don't buy that it's for it is for the security of the people for fighting terrorism, for fighting organized crime. Uh, I think it is. I don't know, it's more control over the people, and they're putting people in danger. I don't know, because otherwise, why would they create this new law? What was the reason behind creating this law? And if it is for fighting organized crime and terrorism, okay, then it's the same old story like the 9/11 and Snowden saying, yeah, in the USA after 9/11, everybody was being monitored for to fight terrorism, and everybody lost their privacy in their communications and everything they did on their life on the internet. What was the justification for creating this law? Um, in particular, was it for that? Because again, it puts Mexico only above China in those sort of items. Yes, Manuel, how are you?
Hi, Daniel. Hi, everyone, everybody. Well, I think so that now we are in a, uh, I don't know how to define this law in Mexico and reaction of the country, all Mexicans, because some people, some Mexicans says that it's very exagerado, exagerado, it's an exaggeration to talk that is loud, spy loud, but we know journalists and the people with no human rights that this law is not only for terrorism and the narco. We are waiting the repercussions because it's not only allow for the how you say the criminals. If I explain in another space that this law and David help me too and you to explain that all the citizens are in risk because they have to give all the days of his private life and well the dates los datos if you can to help me to translate
Yeah,
um
yeah. Basically, before Emmanuel, before you arrive, Hector, that is from Mexico. Yeah, yeah. He knows the law, of course, and yeah. The thing is that you are not allowing them. You are not giving them. They already have. I mean, they just going to access without any kind of justification from a judge. The information about your biometrics I think they already have when you got your ID. They took your fingertips, your and all that, and they're just custodies of that information. The government is custody of that. If it is like in Uruguay, they are very bad custodies of that. They are terrible custodies, but okay, they're the ones who are in charge of that. But right now, the health records yeah, the health records. I don't have my health records with me. It is in my hospital or my uh, medical provider that they have it. But I am the owner of them. They are just custody of them. Uh, okay, and nobody could actually access to them uh, in the and well financial information is in the banks. As I said, I have always mentioned in this case, in Uruguay, is the financial information is secret by law. Only they can, with a law, have access to the financial information of a person. Uh, but okay, with this law in Mexico, all those things that are in different places, either in the government or I don't know, with the medical records where they are, would be can be accessed. Yeah, just without any kind of okay. As Hector was saying, part of an investigation based on certain solid elements that can be, I don't know, given elements to think that there's a criminal behavior behind the people that are being investigated. Now, maybe because, well, Hector was said, if you had more than 2,000 followers, they can actually start monitoring you. Oh, fuck. That is more than going after freedom of speech or people that can make some noise to try to silence them. That is not nice. So, and the worst part is that you are not giving them the permission because you don't have the key. You just are watching this as a movie. You cannot do anything because they have already decided they can already do it, and there's nothing you can do to stop them from accessing to your location right now to know who you're talking to. It's already been done. With oh fuck, that is a terrible scenario. Yeah.
Sí, y ahora tenemos pues estas dos leyes, la ley espía que crea un centro de inteligencia nacional y sí, nosotros también teníamos el derecho a la secrecía bancaria, a la historia médica, a datos fiscales, todo esto estaba englobado, era un derecho y una ley pero ahora con estos cambios, pues tenemos que dar nuestros datos biométricos, nuestro aplica para todos, dicen que es para prevenir delitos, para ver el historial de quienes tienen ilícitos, pero pues no hay la seguridad para los ciudadanos, sobre todo porque se va a utilizar a todos a la Sedena, a la Marina y pueden tener a la Guardia Nacional, ya hay una ley de Guardia Nacional, eh, y pues probablemente se haga lo que en un sexenio pasado propusieron la derecha, con el sexenio de Felipe Calderón y de Peña Nieto, que eran del PRI y del PAN, de que las autoridades podían entrar a tu casa sin un citatorio, sin un acta. Y eso es muy preocupante porque te pueden criminalizar por cualquier cosa que vean irregular. De hecho, ya han comenzado los acosos contra periodistas. Hay una nueva periodista que recientemente se aprobó la ley de la reforma judicial, la cual pues los simpatizantes de Morena aplaudieron, a pesar de que muchos jueces tenían un pasado muy raro y y la y una periodista que le dio seguimiento a todo esto, perdón por el ruido, estoy poniendo café, eh, ahora es perseguida, se apellida Meade y ella hizo como el descubrimiento de la farsa de esta reforma y ahora está siendo acosada y censurada. Y bueno, así varios medios desde antes que se aprobara la ley censura y la ley espía. Y bueno, ahora nos enfrentamos a esto en México bajo un gobierno de izquierda que nadie quiere criticar y que a nivel internacional pues muchos alaban, o sea, que porque hay mejoras, cuando recientemente se recortó ¿cómo se llama? Programas de salud y se le dio a las Fuerzas Armadas casi no se les recortó nada y cosas así, ¿no? Entonces, pues sí, es una ley que vulnera pues a los ciudadanos críticos, tanto ciudadanos comunes como a los periodistas y activistas.
See, here in Uruguay, we said uh, the journalists are the fourth power, el cuarto poder. Okay, I hope there are no people here that are going to start with numbers regarding to certain periods, but how many journalists have been killed in the last 10 years, or how many journalists have been victims of homicide recently? I don't know what range. Do you know?
Sí, y pues corremos el riesgo, pues, tanto ciudadanos como periodistas y activistas. Creo que es algo muy peligroso y sin embargo hay pues muchos simpatizantes de la 4T que resalta sus logros, pero pues las estadísticas dicen otra cosa. Incluso el secretario de Seguridad Pública pues ha admitido que la violencia ha aumentado en estados como en el que yo vivo, como en Sinaloa, Sonora, Tamaulipas, Michoacán, Guanajuato. Y bueno, somos de los primeros estados con más índice de criminalidad. Y pues bueno, no nos queda más que esperar qué pase en los próximos días y si hay un acoso a los periodistas que han denunciado irregularidades.
Okay, basically, freedom of speech is not encouraged. Actually, silence is encouraged. If you speak, yeah, you will be, yeah, somebody will be watching you, whatever you're saying. Uh, that's terrible. Hector, what do you have to say about this? How do you what how do you move from here? Because a year ago, when we were speaking about narco hackers and other things related to technology and Mexico and cybercrime. I mean, all those things like the ATMs and those groups that were, yeah, stealing so many millions of dollars and money laundering. That's okay. I think that things have not improved. I think that things are getting worse. Is it me?
I think that the people doesn't care anymore about nothing in Mexico because if you have the government doing this kind of narco movements and, for example, the protests in LA that have like a communist party in common, some people say that they have evidence like parties like Morena, for example, are taking part in this protest that are confronting Mexican with people with the US. You know, like the algorithm says, if you divide and conquer, is a very effective way to win a war. In books like the Sun Tzu Art of War, you can see these kind of things, these algorithms in place in this kind of wars. If you see the election of uh, Trump, for example, the same thing, you divide and conquer. So I'm very scared because you can be target of this kind of surveillance. For me, as a hacker, is not the main. More I don't scary about the government anymore because they're trying to have access to my computers in the past or have access to my emails in the past without tools or they can maybe try to use Pegasus against me, but I don't use the cell phone a lot. So my main communication since are in Signal or Telegram or I use encrypted email. If you act as a cyberpunk, for example, it's very complicated for the government to track you or track your movements, for example. I have like three phones. I don't have these phones with my main registration or my main identity. I like use another kind of identities to purchase this kind of SIM numbers to have cell phone access and internet access with 5G or 3, for example. But the government want to track not even very skilled cyber criminals. They are trying to hack every people they want. So they are making laws for everybody. That is the scary thing because it's not only for national security issues anymore. Like you said, Pegasus of the NSO group was used here in Mexico to investigate activists related to journalists against the government or opposition journalists, human rights journalists, and these kind of people that do things that the government doesn't want the people to know. So this maybe is going to be like a suppression. Some people are calling this like the spy law here in Mexico, but other people are trying to say that it's against privacy, are against to try to ban you for the public space. For example, if you have something to say against the government, they now have like a new agency that is called the Agencia de Transformación. This agency have the power to ban you for the for the newspapers, from the radio, for the TV, from the internet. Even the internet was like a democratic kind of thing. You have like the radio that the government always get involved in the radio and the TV. So now have these kind of bastards now in the internet trying to figure out what you can say, you cannot say, and making laws in order to invite your privacy and have evidence about what you're doing in your free time or what you're doing about maybe if they are conservative and you are, for example, libertarian, or if they are like in the party against you, for example, a communist party, you are in a socialist party or a capitalist party. We are seeing this kind of wars. So you can use these cyber weapons. I don't believe this like is a traditional espionage. It's like very sophisticated espionage using cyber weapons of other countries like zero-day click exploits like Pegasus. This is not the only thing. They are trying to use this kind of software for geolocation that is called Geomatrix. I study this software and it's very complicated, very advanced. You can do a lot of things and cartography things, or maybe have GPS location for 2 meters, exactly the location. This is like for like military power, not the kind of things that you have in control of the police state. And we are advancing to these kind of terms in the police is controlling everything and your government and everything that they don't like, they can be against you. And it's not very scary for a hacker perspective, but for the human and the public perspective, yes, because not all the people have the skills to use Tor or use multiple identity or use privacy and cryptography like a cyberpunk. Yeah.
Yeah, and actually somebody was commenting that I put on the nest. De parte del gobierno federal no existe acoso a periodistas, toda esa retórica es falsa. Ok, no soy de México, no sé, esta persona opinó y lo puse ahí arriba. No, I was going to ask you something regarding, no, what you were saying, that you don't use a cellular and actually to trace those real criminals as we have, you have shown me with that article, are using their own telcos with technology that is even more sophisticated than that used by certain governments when it comes to having encryption of the anything that they communicate. All the channels are being strongly encrypted, and and yeah, they have their own infrastructure to communicate among them, uh, which again is something that is for me fascinating. How all those tools that are supposed to be or are only for governments are being used in Mexico, basically by the criminals. Yeah, they're actually not being affected by these laws because cyber criminals. I don't know. I don't think that the health records are going to be important for them or any information that can be actually gathered for their from this law can stop them from committing their organized crime. Um, as you said, and actually the journalists and the common people do not have the tools to protect themselves, to use encryption, to use any kind of secure ways of, I don't know, to protect themselves from all this. So it's really for me targeted not for those that are in organized crime because they can perfectly protect themselves pretty well. Unknown, how are you known?
Oh, all right, man. I love the conversation. Sorry to kind of barge in, but I was kind of astonished how much AT&T was moving down into Mexico previous to me leaving them, right? But like AT&T's like the old government hack system, man. They were the Bell Labs, and they were taking over all kinds of telco stuff in Mexico. And but it's not like they were necessarily worried about copper. They were going after all the fiber interconnects, right, and providing the routers and like the asynchronous routing, right, the DNS, right. So it doesn't even matter which ISP you use, right. You end up going through a backbone system that's been designed for the daddy government, Big Brother USA. Sorry, I was pointing it out because I feel that there's a huge risk of internet backbones and how they traverse countries that just goes completely unacknowledged. And as long as you can tap in there, you can catch anything,
Yeah,
even initial crypto key exchanges, which is what really bothers me.
yeah, that's a very interesting point. And I'm sorry, I was just answering to this person who was saying that no journalists have been uh, victim of any kind of uh, harassment or anything, uh, and said no, there is no such thing in Mexico. I should show evidence. I should show evidence. Actually, uh, I was hearing to you guys, to you, Emmanuel, in particular, in mentioning certain cases. So I think that I don't have to prove show evidence or anything. I'm just hearing. I'm not from Mexico. Actually, it's the other person who should actually show evidence that those cases that you mentioned, Emmanuel, are not true. And yes, I'm really confused with what this person wants. Yeah, it's funny. Yes, Emmanuel. Yes.
Yes, only for say that in fact this weekend and yesterday the ex-president Enrique Peña Nieto was in the notice in the news for Pegasus, the rent, the sub, how you say it, soborno, and it's suborn um, of Pegasus and how he accept the Pegasus in Mexico for spy journalists and opposition, and was a scandal. But with this law, don't say. We are not sure if the Pegasus come back again or another kind of system spy, espionaje, sistema de espionaje, is very vulnerable. The community of journalists this weekend, this no past week, journalist Oscar Valderas have um, uh, have amenazas about the narcos that and they can to if he want to leave to stay live, they must to let to investigate and the narcos in Mexico. Article 19 make it action urgent for these journalists that working in many medias in Mexico, but he said that he was grateful for the support about the community, but the risk, the major risk is from for the journalists in the interior of the republic that aren't in national medios, and it's a complicated situation. But Peña Nieto was the scandal this week for Pegasus. Another again, Pegasus is in the how you say in the window in en la mira
Yes, yes.
de yeah of the social media, and is very controversial. I don't know what happened in next
Yeah,
days.
I have a question. Hector mentioned something regarding certain people with certain amount of followers or more, and you mentioned, I think, somebody who posted something on maybe on Twitter. But okay, my common sense tells me that okay, if a profile in Twitter posts something that might be okay. Here in Uruguay, we have I don't know what the figura es okay. Difamación or injurias. Basically, you are saying things that are attacking the image or reputation of a person that are not based on anything. Okay, if somebody publishes that on a social network such as Twitter, uh, okay, that person can actually delete the tweet, can actually claim that I was hacked or whatever. Uh, but the channel should be okay. Whoever is being affected, the government being affected by that, actually should request to Twitter the information about that account to who it belongs, because I can perfectly impersonate any kind of journalist account, or I mean, I mean, to make sure that they are targeting the right person. they should go to Twitter, and Twitter is the one who's holding all the logs, all the information about that account, who, when, why, at one point publish anything. It's not that, oh, we saw this on Twitter, a screenshot, and this is the evidence. No, bullshit. That is not evidence of anything. Uh, they should request that to Twitter. Twitter should actually analyze the case, and okay, if they consider it's valid the request by a judge, they're going to provide that information for a case in Mexico. This is not what happens actually in reality. It's not happening, right? Or am I too soy muy teórico? Am I too theoretical? Or what? How is it? You can for example, you, Manuel, you publish something on Twitter, uh, they are going to go after you, or they are going to actually request formally the information to Twitter for as part of a case. I know, I'm very complicated.
Well, today I post in my Twitter that I'm sorry, that post a tweet about the government is not working, and he must to fight to work for the people, and that the only that I can say is that is not the narco in these years of Morena isn't finished because when the in the USA catch a capo from the Mexican narco is another capo, and after another, and the violence still in the country. I think so that maybe the Morena Partido Morena can't to fight with this monster, and that have more than 18 years in Mexico with the violence, and it's impossible. But after I put oops, I forget that now we can now only can to speak beauty beautiful for this government. And about the comments that you have in the Morena, so well, the 4T, or say the four transformation, and is allowed that the persecution is people that fanatic people. I say fanatic people. I understand is you can to defend your position, but the reality is another. Is another in the interior of the Mexican Republic, and the medicines isn't in this presupuesto are less, and the government finish programs of prevention for diabetes and another sickness, and the reality is another. The reality is another, and I think so that to defend the indefendible, defender lo indefendible, es muy, muy ilógico. It's very illogic to defend these things that is making the government, the Mexican government now, and very dangerous for the opposition. The opposition are only the citizens because the real that we saw another reality, more journalists and activists that are suffer in the towns, the persecution and how you say uh, mm, criminalization and all these things and say that no it's false. Well, I saw another reality.
Yeah. Go ahead and
So I think this is a really difficult issue, right? Because you want to establish a presence, right? And you want to have some protections over that presence. But the folks that can protect you are part of this huge legal system that develops over time, right? And all these communication platforms are kind of new. Um, but it's also being used against people that go against the norms, right? They don't actually care that they ran into the wrong individual. They just see that their biases are being confirmed or that they're getting enough of an obfuscation or a mix up of material to where they can publish it as fact and not get sued over it. So like there's this constant game where we're like we talk to each other, but it's really not that important to know who each other is if we can actually have a discussion. Um, and that's where I think kind of the big weakness is, right? Because once we expose like our legal names, right, then we're becoming part of the discourse that gets monitored. I don't know. I hope that makes
yeah, it
sense.
does make sense, but okay, for me, the credibility of you have something that yeah, okay, well, depends on what you are talking about. That there's people that are using this system to protect themselves, don't want others to, don't want to, don't want to be. They don't want anybody to investigate anything about those things. Okay, but we can have discussions, and yeah, names are are not required to have these discussions to analyze certain situations, topics, or anything that might be going on. But when it comes to exposing that, uh, yeah, I mean, it's really complicated. For me, all I can think of is that journalists in Mexico, okay, you can only say, as Emmanuel was saying, beautiful things about the government. Otherwise, yeah, no, you will not have a good time. So the journalist, who is going to cover what's going on in Mexico? Well, nobody from Mexico can actually do it from my point of view under this scenario. It has to be external, an external actor or journalist or whatever, who is the only one who can actually, yeah, tell what's going on in Mexico in this context. Um, uh, I don't know. Manuel is an independent journalist. Uh, so I mean, I don't know, the rich and okay, forget about the mass media in Mexico because here in Uruguay, okay, I don't buy anything that the mainstream tells me. I question everything, and everything I am told, I think, okay, this is probably not the really what's going on. It should be something different. So yeah, but okay, what's really important that thanks to social media and people that have los cojones, have what it takes to expose those things that should be exposed. Yeah, they do their work, they expose that, and make those in power, put in uncomfortable position those in power, and they eventually have to answer certain questions that may arise. Uh, yeah, I mean, uh, are not uh, are not are not being able to do that. So. Mm, I don't know. I don't know, Manuel. How do you see it? I mean, what you publish in Twitter today, that all those things about the government. Uh, how do you feel about that? Uh, do you feel like safe
Oh no,
or not?
I definitely feel a push from the mob when I have opinions that go against the grain, right? And it's really hard to engage people, right? And once enough people get upset at you, right, they just start talking amongst themselves and arguing amongst themselves and getting even angrier without even listening to what you had to say in the first place. I, but it sorry, I know this is part of a broader conversation, right? Because it does kind of remind me of the difference between what medicine is and what drugs are, right? Medicine is provided in an acceptable manner by the community, and drugs are, what do they classify it as? Like self medication, right? I, the fact that we're so hell bent that you can only get medication from somebody who's got accreditation is kind of ridiculous. Like, I really don't get why we don't have the right to self medicate. I really don't get why it is illegal for you to have ownership of your own life. And I know that gets kind of dark, right? But you, it's like illegal for you to take your own life, even if that was your choice, is the kind of society we live in, right? Like, we live in these societies that don't match our personal beliefs, right? And you start having lawbreakers, the further those drift out of proportion, right? And the more the system wants to establish its laws and the more the people don't want it, right? Then you get the illegality, right? And they're labeled as like terrorists now, right? Like that's how they got rid of Greenpeace. Is they started labeling the protesters as terrorists that were disrupting businesses rather than holding rallies in public property and staying on sidewalks. It's like the same old gambit they used to shut them down turned up to 11.
Yeah, it's very complicated. Um, I don't know, so many things on my mind, Emmanuel.
I didn't catch that.
No,
Yeah,
sorry, no, that,
I'm
yeah.
sorry. I'm sorry. I can to open the mic. Um, I read that this person said that with the only form that you can to have access for the dates of a person for the calls and records is for only with a law of a judge, and it's true, But with Pegasus, the journalist Arisei and another case of good journalists, and they never have this permission of this response about the judge that your phone is intervention. No, never. And it's the same now. Who gives us the security that maybe a judge sent to home, your phone is have intervention. Now right now I don't have a signal in my phone, and only in how you say, I know for the mechanisms to protect and journalists and human rights activists, that I have a close signal inhibitor, and I can to realize direct calls, and ninguna autoridad, uh, any authority tell me about this, what happened. No, you know, they
I,
never say I listen your calls, I saw your informations in the social media. Is allowed, and more now. Suppose that uh, a judge send this notification, and it's a large process, but we don't have the security like citizens in Mexico. No, in not now.
I think that before with Pegasus, as far as I know, was required, yes, a judge signing an order for having somebody being monitored or surveillance by that solution. But as you said, as I know, here in my country, they were using not Pegasus but other solution to do it. They did it without having a judge signing anything. I have no doubt that well, if the narcos actually did use that Pegasus in Mexico, I'm pretty sure that no judge have signed any kind of order for allowing the narcos to use Pegasus. But right now it's worse because right now the law doesn't require any judge to sign anything for having you for monitoring your activity, accessing to anything of the things mentioned in the law. No such order is being required. So I think it is much worse. Yeah, that is what I see in this law. Okay, Carla, how are you? Welcome.
Thank you so much. I'm only question. So sorry. Um, enter more later. But why speaking English? Only two people in this space no speaking Spanish. Um, all the people is speaking in Spanish. No,
Yeah,
hi.
Héctor, es todo tu culpa, Héctor. Entraste tú y estábamos todos hablando en inglés. Paro, no está más ahí, Carl está como escuchante. No, podemos hablar, sí, sí pueden hablar en castellano, que yo le puedo traducir a Noun
Yes, son solo dos personas, veo que no, de aquí no hablan
No,
español.
no hay problema, es decir, lo que Arnaud puede aportar me parece interesante, o sea, los conceptos que son más importantes los puedo traducir sin problema. Eh, Nada, porque no quiero dejar afuera a nadie que haya entrado a la conversación inicialmente, simplemente por eso, pero no hay ningún problema, podemos hablar en castellano. Arnaud, if you don't mind, I mean, we are going to continue the conversation in Spanish, but I will be translating to you in English what the main things that are being said here for you to understand, because your feedback is for me is
I was
really valuable.
shocked.
Sí,
Carla,
perdón.
puedes
I was shocked it
preguntar
was
lo que
English and
quieras
I
acerca
understood.
del
Thanks.
tema.
Ujú.
Alberto, te presento a mi compañera Carla. Ella entra a los espacios que hacemos con Alejandro. Héctor sabe también hablar en español. Y puedes preguntar lo del tema de México, ciberseguridad, la ley espía y todo lo que dice en el tema en español y hacemos la traducción
No,
y te contestamos.
ahora no hay problema porque se spam así que podemos hablar todos en castellano, no hay problema.
Ya no están los que hablaban en English.
No, se fueron todos.
De hecho, yo dije, bueno, perdón, ¿no? Por la pregunta, ¿no? Pero a lo mejor es un requisito y pues no hay problema, ¿no?
No, en realidad como el espacio estábamos un grupo de personas hablando sobre no sé qué cosa, la verdad que no me acuerdo de qué estábamos hablando y éramos un grupo de personas que estábamos hablando inglés y justo apareció Héctor. Oh, Faro, you come here to ruin the party. She was one, era una de las personas que estaba hablando. No, éramos un grupo de personas que estaban hablando en inglés y justo apareció Héctor y nada, como Héctor no estuvo en ninguno de los espacios en los que yo he estado sobre la ley espía, por más de que siempre me taguea en todo lo que está pasando en
No,
México.
sí,
Sí,
y sí, perdón, sí tengo el gusto de conocerlo, Emanuela, Alberto, ya me lo había visto en un par de espacios precisamente, pero yo dije, voy a preguntar porque no la quiero regar, y si es un requisito, pues me acoplo, me adapto, ¿no? O sea, no hay problema. Y le entiendo, sé un poquito hablarlo, pero sí les entiendo todo lo que
sí.
están diciendo, pero pues decía yo, el tema no dice nada de hay que hablar en inglés o USA.
No, en realidad es un tema que como involucra algo que está pasando en México y ustedes los mexicanos son los que lo conocen mejor que nadie, nada, es decir, ¿qué puede decir una persona de afuera que hable en otro idioma? Nada, puede escuchar y azorarse de las cosas que está pasando en México, pero la gente, ustedes son los que mejores pueden narrar cómo es la situación en la que están viviendo. O sea, nada, no hay ningún problema, simplemente fue cómo se inició el espacio, pero podemos continuar perfectamente en castellano.
Perfecto, gracias por aclararlo, porque o sea, sí les entiendo perfectamente, o sea, sé hablarlo poco, pero sí los entiendo. Entonces yo dije, bueno, voy a preguntar primero, porque si es un requisito, pues adelante, ¿no? O sea, yo me tengo que adaptar a las normas, a las leyes de los espacios. Y pues nada, efectivamente, como decía Manuel, pues se ha ido pues empeorando la situación gracias a estos personajes de Morena aquí en el país, dado que pues tienen el país en jaque y
No me interesa mucho el tema, realmente México me parece, wow, muy único en el mundo por diferentes motivos, todo lo que pasa en México y en particular esta ley espía, oh mi Dios, eh, me parece nada que decir. No opino.
no sé en dónde estaba leyendo, no recuerdo, no quiero mentir, de que en otros países también las hay y que no se maneja así y que también pues nada, que no sé ni quién es este personaje, ni está, pero pues lo que puso ahí ya se quedó en tu espacio de que pues es un firme fanático de la 4T, de Tigre 4T, dice. Pero bueno, dije yo, ahora sí que pues cada quien, ¿no? Cada quien sus ideales, sus opiniones, es respetable, pero yo dije, yo tengo que preguntarle al buen Alberto, si es un requisito, ¿no? Hablar en inglés y pues voy a tratar, o sea, no lo hablo mucho, pero sí lo entiendo.
No, no, a partir de este momento hablamos nomás en castellano y yo los dejo por 3 minutitos que tengo que bajar a buscar comida y ya vuelvo. Sigan hablando y yo estoy acá en 3 minutitos.
Muy bien, pues les agradezco, te agradezco. La verdad es que estaba yo, pues así con esa inquietud, esta pregunta, ¿no? De que, bueno, pues, si ya nada más veo 2 personas que están, que hablan no, inglés, ¿por qué? Porque se estará hablando en el tema, no voy a preguntar bien, pero pues la verdad, se ha hecho un relajo en mi país tan querido, tan amado también por otros países y que pues yo pienso que todavía estamos a tiempo, ¿no? A tiempo de corregir todo el daño, todo el mal, todo el desprestigio que se ha causado a causa de pues estos personajes, esta situación, según todo mundo ya va a hablar, que va a hablar el hijo del Chapo, que va a hablar Julio César Chávez, que si no sueltan a su hijo. O sea, estoy viendo que con tantos cantantes ya se va a hacer una orquesta aquí en contra de este partido, ¿no? Que realmente ha traído, pues, más que cosas gratas, pues puras desgracias para mi punto de vista, pero no sé, tal vez otros quieran opinar diferente. Muchas gracias, pues, adelante, Manuel.
Sí, lo que yo mencionaba también, que traté de expresar en inglés, mi inglés no es tan perfecto, mi Spanglish, de que esta persona Tigre 4T, que ya sabemos quién es y cómo es, eh, dice que solo con una orden judicial, pero pues eso era antes, ¿no? Entonces nadie te asegura, y ahora menos que volvió el tema de Pegasus, que te vayan a enviar una notificación por parte del juez, que te notifiquen que tu teléfono está siendo intervenido, porque tienen que informar debido, según todo, debido al proceso judicial, ¿no? O sea, te lo tienen que decir. Es tu derecho, ¿no? De que tus llamadas son intervenidas, tus redes, pero con lo de Pegasus no tenemos la certeza, ahora que salió de nuevo con lo de Peña Nieto, de que había aceptado lo de Pegasus, sobornos, pues no hay la seguridad de que vaya a haber un debido proceso, y más lo que hemos hablado de la ley espía, la ley censura, y lo que les decía, no sé si recuerdas ese espacio que estuvo muy largo, de que pues antes de que se aprobaran estas leyes, pues empezaron la persecución, la difamación en contra de periodistas que empezaron y de la ciudadana de Sonora, que por criticar, pues ya ves que le impusieron su multa, que tenía que disculparse 30 días en las redes, y tomar el curso de capacitación de violencia de género. lo que se me hace ridículo cuando este gobierno se presentó muy feminista, ¿no? Muy a favor de las mujeres y ahora pues una mujer no va a poder hacer comentarios de otra mujer, así se vean actos de corrupción ni nada de eso. Y pues el ciudadano lo único que va a caer es en la autocensura, que no debería de ser, porque no ha habido muchos espacios hablando de esta ley. Y cuando hablan, pues es así vagamente, ¿no? Sin analizar las repercusiones que podría tener a nivel psicológico, moral y económico de las personas, ¿no? Sobre todo los activistas, los grupos vulnerables, los periodistas aquí en México.
Pues es que básicamente estamos hablando de que te pueden exigir dar tus teléfonos, dar servicio de salud, educación, banca, también contratos privados, contratos de seguros. Pues realmente yo no soy así como que de algún partido específico. Yo lo veo como algo un poco más crítico. Fue aprobado realmente, o sea, entonces, seamos sinceros, hasta cierto punto pues, están coludidos ahí todos para que las cosas se aprueben rápidamente. Ya de Morena o no de Morena, ya mayores o no en el Congreso, probablemente los otros también acaban votando y algunos no les son así como que fieles ni a su propio partido. Entonces, eh, yo no lo veo como por ese lado, siempre pues, el gobierno ha sido muy corrupto, eso sí, dudo que se acabe más en México, pero que ya te puedan dar la geolocalización de las personas. Voy a poner un aspecto más negativo. A lo mejor yo tengo un conocido, vamos a no verlo como corrupción, porque a la gente no le gusta verlo así para poderlo cometer o poderlo realizar a simple vista y no sentirse mal al respecto. Pero digamos que tengo un conocido en alguna de estas agencias y le pido una ubicación de una persona, yo le puedo decir que es tal persona, le finjo la CUR. Algunos chips ya los van a dar junto con la CUR, pero eso está por verse, porque también seamos sinceros cómo funciona México, entonces la mayoría de las personas como que, digamos que sin antecedentes o sin un historial delictivo son las que van a dar sus datos biométricos porque no tienen nada que perder o no los está buscando nadie o rastreando o no tienen ilícitos, entonces digamos que las personas comunes son las que van a dar sus datos para cuando quieran obtener este SIM, un teléfono, en la mayoría de los casos, que la mayoría de los días, pues yo ni quiero hacer estadísticas de cuántos celulares se venden al día en México. Al rato les doy el dato exacto, pero deben de ser un montón. Entonces, yo conozco ahora de esos cuántos son legales, ¿no? Cuántos tienen RFC, están establecidos, no son tianguis, ni son comercios de ocasión, ni algo así, ya es otro rollo. Y ahora también veamos que hay muchas telefonías de ocasión también, que por branding o por cuestiones de mercadeo te regalan los chips casi casi con la primera recarga o lo que sea. Entonces, supongo que cada marca tendrá sus estándares para poder hacer esto. La gente que va acaparando los datos no son los criminales, como lo menciono, ya es una forma de estadía, o sea, de estadística de las personas, en donde pues sabes todo de todas las personas, dónde viven, a dónde se mueven, dónde tragan, a qué hora regresan a su casa, por dónde caminan, o sea, está verdaderamente jodido el control que se les da en todo momento. Esto antes hasta el propio gobierno lo tenía que hacer con cosas ilegales como unas herramientas que se utilizan para, o sea, atrapar hackers, que son camionetas alteradas con equipo de telecomunicación para ahora sí que empezar a situar calles como si fuera una especie de war driving, pero con IMSI catchers para tratar de geolocalizar y posicionar al hacker, o así, o sea, así como de película suena, pues ahora no va a ser así porque ya tienen como que acceso directo. O sea, esto no se permite ni en Estados Unidos, ni en Canadá, Obviamente en lugares más sofisticados pues menos, y defensores de los derechos humanos es de permitir que te puedan dar la geolocalización, ya está jodido. Eso nos hace a todos pues blindarnos de, pues en tu domicilio conseguir una forma de resguardarte por si alguien quiere entrar a tu casa, porque pueden saber cuándo entras, cuándo sales, qué horas comes. Entonces está complicado porque ahora sí que los permisos y la seguridad pública no está al nivel de lo que ellos quieren hacer. O sea, los policías pueden saber todo de ti y tú no puedes saber nada de tus políticos, no puedes saber nada de los propios policías, de los propios jueces. Así que ellos tienen fuero, están haciendo lo que quieran y de ti pueden saber lo que se les dé la gana, ¿no? O sea, yo veo la imparidad también como un acto de, pues obviamente ellos lo van a probar, ¿no? Porque ellos no están involucrados en la situación afectada, ¿no? Es como, si apruebas una ley para los delfines y tú eres un humano, pues te vale madre, ¿no? Hasta cierto punto. Si no eres en pro de los animales y la naturaleza y todo eso, pues defiendes la raza humana y así que a la chingada el otro animal. Es un poco como actúan estos güeyes y eso es lo que me da coraje, ¿no? Porque ya la aprobaron, o sea, ahora sí, en algunos lados ya si estuviera yo en Puebla, pues mejor me voy de ese estado definitivamente. Hay otros donde pues algunas leyes